What is up, guys? Kevin over at LEGbrOs. It's that time again. We're trying to get back on track where I'm recording these during the week instead of on the weekend. But we are going to do our new Q&A episode 3 video here. So you guys had responded to the previous episode, the episode 2. So let's go ahead and load all of those comments in here. I do have that video pulled up. I don't know if you guys, nobody responded to see if you guys liked the formatting of searching for Lego while we were answering questions. So comment below if you have a better idea, if you want me to like sort through stuff in terms of like, you know, building a specific figure or whatever during the actual search. Maybe we can figure something out there. But if you guys like this, I thought it was pretty cool. So definitely comment below. This is actually a pretty good deal right off the bat for that one. I don't know how much that's running right now, but it definitely could be a pretty decent deal. $100. It's pre-owned with the box and everything like that. Interesting. But let's go ahead and get into the comments here. It looks like it was 5 days ago. I thought it was a lot longer than that. It felt like it was like over a week ago that we did the last video. But Drinky Winky got a whole bunch of replies on this. He said, what are the 3 best-selling themes on your eBay shop for just minifigs itself? That is a fantastic question. I'm trying to know if I really know the actual physical answer to that because of the fact that I don't know how I'd pull that up in sales. But obviously Star Wars is number 1. That is just a given, obvious, no questions asked, which most of you probably guessed. Ninjago is definitely up there. I'd say it probably takes the number 2 spot, which you guys got as well. The 3rd spot was kind of up in question, and it actually is up in question to me too. Harry Potter, you'd think would be a really good seller, and it does sell decently, but not quite as much as it used to way back when. I don't get a whole lot of Harry Potter figures anymore just for that very reason. The superheroes sells about the same as Harry Potter. It definitely doesn't sell as well as some other themes, depending DC and Marvel. Marvel's a little bit better than DC in terms of sales, but for the most part, not tremendous in terms of either one. I got distracted. I forgot to do this. Multitasking. But I'd say, man, CMFs too. I don't really get a lot of CMFs because I don't complete them, so those sell pretty well. It's really up in the air. I don't even know if I could say the top 3 of that one. Ooh, that's a $200 for the Castle with box too. Maybe it's the same seller. I have to look into these. That's actually got another set with it as well. We have to look into that. I don't even know if I could say what it actually was or what it actually totaled to, because it's I really don't know. If I had to guess, a safe guess would be superheroes over Harry Potter, I believe, at this point, but that would be just a guess. So Star Wars, Ninjago, let's say superheroes combined, DC and Marvel. Let's do that. That's probably for sure. Jaywalker Productions said hello, or hello. What's up, man? Star Saber Prime said, what was your last Lego set before your Dark Age? Ooh, man, you guys brought the heat on the questions today. I tell you what. Yeah, these are both complete. That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to save that. I don't know what the current price of that one is. My last set, oh boy, I don't remember. That is very tough. That was 20 plus years ago. And man, I really am having a hard time thinking about that. There's a scales torso in there, some pieces. I don't know if there's minifigure pieces in there. Cool storage thing though. I don't think that's really for us though in terms of resale. I would say if I had to guess, I'm trying to remember what was out at the period of time. I didn't get any Star Wars, so I stopped before all of that, or maybe I didn't stop, but I didn't get any Star Wars sets. I remember that. It had to have been a castle set. Jeez. I really don't remember. So long ago. Probably some kind of castle set would be my guess. Majesto's hut thing, maybe? I don't know. I really don't know the answer. I'll have to look up the years that things were made, and maybe that would go off of it, but I don't really remember. Guru Newman says, have you ever watched The Walking Dead? Absolutely. Yes, I did watch all the seasons of that, I believe, unless there's been another season I don't know of, but I'm pretty sure I did. Jay Walker Production said, "Who's your favorite minifigure ever?" Yes, some people have answered that one already. The Wolfpack Trooper, the original OG Wolfpack Trooper. JF says, "Hi, great video." Not a question, but I'll take those. Whatever. If you guys want to respond in comments like that, that's fine as well. Star Saber Prime, of course, with his clones comment. We could no video without that, apparently. Lego Buffett said, "How did you get into Lego?" My brother, definitely. I had an older brother. He's 3 years older than me, so he was already deep into Lego when I, became cognizant of what toys were and whatnot. And I just wanted to be like him, obviously. So my brother was the person that got me into Lego. He was already into them. I think my grandpa introduced my brother to them because my grandpa was an engineer, so he thought it was just like the coolest thing to come out. And I'm thinking that he bought my brother his first Lego set. And then it went off from there, and we were just obsessed the whole childhood. Brickbass Production says, "I asked a question last video on this, but how do you start a small eBay store for a little business? Because I really want to start selling my own decals and figures, own designs. Lastly, do you need a special permit, or does it depend on your country? I'm in Canada." I'm not sure about other countries. You do not need a permit or anything like that in the US. You will need to pay taxes, I can tell you that. So you do need a business license if you're trying to make it into a business. There's a lot more that goes into this than people think. Obviously, if you think it's a hobby and whatnot, you're still breaking the law if you're not paying taxes on things. Even online purchases, you have to pay state sales tax now. They just ruled that, at least in the US, and I think that's pretty the same everywhere else too. I'm not 100% sure about other countries' laws, but you definitely have to look in Canada law for that. But you would need a business license, I would imagine, and obviously need to pay taxes on anything you profit. So, yeah. Mad Dog says, "Good choice. Love the Red 5 X-Wing." Oh, to respond to the last question. For the next episode, how do you feel about the Episode 3 Obi-Wan being reused, the new General Grievous Starfighter? Nearly at 3K. Yeah, we're like 12 away at this point that I'm filming this video. Great question. I did see M&R Productions video on that. It feels a little janky, but then it's the same time, it's like, we already have this mold, let's just use it. And I guarantee that was the business decision based off of it. I would have preferred them to use something more accurate, but they released the UCS Hoth set with those errors. So it's not surprising that they'd want to save a little bit of money on that one and just kind of reuse the character, but they don't. It could have just gotten missed too. Maybe they'll correct it later. It could have just gotten missed. You never know. Somebody wasn't paying attention as much as these hardcore Star Wars people were paying attention to these things. Even I miss things. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, I would consider myself, but I'm not near the Star Wars fan that other people consider to be. I do not have the knowledge that some of you guys just baffle my mind how much you know about the Star Wars universe. So it's possible that just got missed, but you'd think they'd have experts for these kind of things. Or if they don't, they should, because obviously the fan base goes crazy over those kind of things. People still buy the set, I'm imagining, but that one's the overpriced one anyways, though, so it's hard to say how that one will do. GT Animation says, "Which character arc is your favorite from the whole Star Wars franchise?" Also, he loves the Q&A series. Character arc being like the Luke Skywalker character arc, or I'm guessing like the newer characters and stuff to that effect, or Rebels or Clone Wars would be my guess is what you're saying there. In terms of like the favorite kind of franchise of Star Wars, I would definitely still have to say the originals. I definitely like the originals more than anything else, probably just because there's childhood memories based off of that, and that's most probably what it all stems down to. You can't beat childhood memories. They just feel so much better than anything else. And even though I love all the Star Wars universe things, ultimately you can't beat your original experiences with these things. It was just life-changing in terms of the cool factor when I originally saw all of those movies. So ultimately I got to say the original Luke Skywalker trilogy, character arc, those sequence of characters were my favorite. Brick Studio says, "Do you have any 2018 Clone Troopers?" Question for your store. The 2018 Clone Troopers, I'm trying to remember what those looked like. 2018 Clone Troopers. Those were like the new Battle Pack versions of them, I think. Like the one that had Barriss and Ki-Adi-Mundi in it. I do. Yes, I do have a lot of those. They sold out in like seconds when I posted them, but I have a drawer full that I'm going to have to go through. I just haven't hit that drawer yet. So yes, if you're looking for them, hit me up. Wallow Brick says, "Do you remember what your first buyer ordered?" I think that I do. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that I do. I had gotten a minifigure lot, and the very first figure that I ever sold was um, the white protocol droid. I'm trying to remember what his name was now. Oh man, I'm gonna look. I actually have both computers on right now. I'm gonna look this up. Was the white protocol droid from the Hoth Echo base? I want to say. Let me look this up. It's gonna be kind of weird because I can't reach around my other computer. Let's see. Echo base, Hoth Echo base. What was his name? Oh, that's a snowtrooper. That's not. I clicked on the first white thing. No, okay, it wasn't the Echo base one. Man, what was that? Dang it. Was it in this one? What was that? White. I'm just gonna put Hoth in here and see. Maybe it was wasn't Echo base. Wasn't Wampa Cave. Wasn't the Assault on Hoth, but I think that came with a newer updated version of him. K3PO. Yeah, the original K3PO is what I sold. That was my very first sale. And back then, he was actually worth quite a bit of money, which is what got me into it. I think I sold him way back then for like $25 or something like that. Crazy. And that was it was Hoth Rebel Base. Okay, the 7666 was the set, but he was in there, and I sold him. That was my first sale, and it was a lot. And I went, holy cow, yeah, let's do this. This looks pretty good. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Man, you guys really taxing me on these questions. Evan Moyer says, what minifigure was the highest selling? Gold C3PO. Gold Chrome C3PO. Not actual gold C3PO, but Chrome C3PO is definitely the highest minifigure sold. I think I sold one for 500, I think. RS said, you're 33 years old. I thought you were in your 20s. You sound really young. Yeah, I don't know why. It's one of those things you can't change about yourself. I wish I had a super deep Barry White voice, but that's just the way things happen. Don't fret it. If you're a kid who is hoping for that big deep voice and you don't get it, that you just got to live with what you got. But yes, I look young as well, so I'll just take that along with the territory. Judah says, what are your top 3 DC minifigures? Ooh, DC. Yikes. What are my top 3 DC minifigures? I like the Flash. I always liked the Flash as a kid in terms of a superhero, so I do like the original Flash minifigure. Let's go with that one. I like the printed hair Alfred for some reason, even though his hair always wears off in the back. I do like that figure. And I love the OG Joker, the very first Joker that was made. I think that's probably my favorite version of him of all time. And I think that's probably my top 3. Rick Martin, of course, our buddy Rick, says there has already been a 332nd Trooper reveal, the 501st, but with the red Ahsoka masks on it. The set will be a Clone Wars AAT. Also, Ahsoka has appeared in that set anyways. Thanks for answering. Besides, other question, which I forgot last time, 50th year anniversary catalog from 2010. Is it worth anything if it's pristine? It might be worth $5 or so, but I don't think it's going to be worth something that's a crazy amount. I haven't looked into selling catalogs at all, so I wouldn't necessarily know about that. But I imagine somebody would definitely be interested in it. I imagine it would sell. I don't know if it would be a crazy amount, but it would definitely sell, I would imagine. Joey Mason, I'm being very rude to my comments on, I don't know what his personality was in in his questions. And I'm guessing he's just overly sarcastic about everything, which I'm kind of confirming from this. Wade Wilson says, have you ever lost money on a haul? And I want to confidently say I have not. Even the loser hauls that I've gotten, my algorithm that I use for sales and that I price things out at provides me in a very, very safe spot. So I don't put myself in those situations. Obviously, I just gambled like thousands on random minifigs. But even that is a situation where I could break even. Like a worst case scenario, I could break even if every single thing was a city fake and just totally useless. So really, I can honestly say that no, I have never lost money on a haul. There's been fake things that I've bought, but I've gotten my money back on them. And then, if I got scammed or anything like that, usually those have been worked out. So I don't think I've lost money. Luggage the Legend said, how did you get back into Lego? It was just, I don't think Lego is something you ever lose. It's something you're always interested in because you have those childhood memories. And when you're an adult, then you can actually afford things. I always saw them come up and I'm like, man, that'd be cool. I just never bought them. And then I decided one day, I don't even remember how it started, but I bought another lot of minifigures and then sold those and started the business. And then Lego love just came right back like it never left. That is for sure. Andrew Nixon said, it also wasn't you also weren't into the buildable figures either. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with the buildable figures. But he scored 5, mostly complete for the thrift store. That's pretty good. That's a great deal for $8, 5 of those. He said the speeder bike. Oh, that's what he was talking about. He got the speeder bike for $3. I would buy it for $3. And he actually has it on his TV stand, so it's definitely worth it, he says, in there. So thank you very much for the knowledge there. I'm going to have to pick one of those up for sure. The buildable figure speeder bike. How many Lego figures are normally in a pound? I just actually measured these because I was curious. Not even because of this question, so it's crazy that was in here as a question to ask. I actually just measured them, and there's just depending on how many accessories and if they have helmets or whatnot, I would say a good estimate is somewhere between 120 and 130 minifigures per pound. But good knowledge there to keep up if you're looking at buying a pound of figures. Wade Wilson also says there's a new Christmas Vader coming out. Oh no, in the new Advent calendar, so you better sell all the ones. That's crazy if they'd remake a figure before. Is it like the 10th anniversary of the Advent calendar sets or something like that? Maybe. That'd be crazy if they remade a figure instead of just doing the other possibilities they have of making Christmas figures. But that's terrifying. I don't know what they'd improve on either because I love the Christmas Darth Vader. Ravage Savage says, do you sell clone troopers on your eBay shop? Do I ever? Clone troopers are pretty much the best thing to sell in the history of Earth. And if somebody offered me a billion of them, I would buy all billion of them if I could afford it, because they would flip that easily. He also said, just said, keep making Lego videos. Thank you very much for that. He asked 2 questions. What are your top 5 Lego Star Wars minifigures? I think I already answered that in a previous video, and he already got an answer on this one. So maybe if I don't get enough questions, I'll answer that on the next one. So stay tuned for that, Ravage Savage. Blake A said, what is your favorite Lego theme currently on the shelves? Sneaky on that one. He based currently because he knows I'm going to say something vintage. Currently on the shelves, it's got to be Star Wars. Yeah, I don't think anything else comes close. I really do like some of the unique sets that they're coming out with. Obviously when they do one-off sets, Voltron and things like that. I love that kind of series, but I gotta say Star Wars still is my favorite. In terms of Daily.Lego minifigure said, what is your all-time favorite Marvel set? I didn't really get into Marvel sets specifically, but I thought the Avengers Tower was pretty cool, and the SHIELD helicarrier. That thing is just a beast. I've gotten that one a couple times, and that is a really, really cool set as well. So I'm going to go with that. Separatist Brick says, hey man, what's up? Looking into starting my own business, flipping, reselling Lego. Wondering if you recommend starting off. Still in school, might do well. If it does well, myself full-time. Full-time is very challenging. You have to get very big to be full-time. It's depending on your lifestyle, I suppose. If you're okay with a $20,000 a year job, then yeah, go for it, man. If that's where you want to be, it's going to be pretty simple to get there. You have to build up to it, but it's going to take a while. You got to do it right. You got to pay taxes and everything like that. So I'd say it is worth it if you want to just do a side job. I wish I did this in college. That would be amazing, and I wouldn't have worked all the stupid college jobs that I worked because, man, that was miserable working all of those stupid jobs when I could have worked for myself. So if I was in that situation, yeah, absolutely. Breakbub said, will you marry me? Already married. Sorry. One of many reasons why no, unfortunately. Trenton says, what was your worst loss when reselling Lego? Just like I went over? Haven't had one. Obviously, I've had deals that weren't as great as others, but I have not had a loss. In terms of another question, we got Jude Paxton. Man, you guys were killing the questions. We're almost at the top, though, I can see. So sorry, these videos always go longer than I think. Jude Paxton said, how much would you make a week roughly? What sort of profit are you making? I'm making a healthy profit. I don't really want to go into further details. Maybe I'll relax on that a little bit later on. I'm making a decent living, but I'm not working full time, if that lets you know. I do split all of my profits with a business partner, so that does hurt the full time aspect of it. But I still work another job. So I have, this is a second job for me. It is not a primary job for me. That said, could I make it into a primary job? Maybe. If I dedicated a ton more hours into it, I could possibly do that. But your inventory's got to be there as well, so you never know if you're going to have a dead week of inventory or anything to that effect. That's what makes it a little bit more difficult in terms of that. Wade Wilson also, I think he's asked a couple questions already, you cheater. If you could learn the story behind one of those super weird figures you got. That's a fantastic question. Which one would it be? Oh, that's tough. I've gotten such good figures in terms of customs. Oh man, there is. I actually kept it in my case. There is a Black Knight figure that somebody made that I thought was just amazing, and he actually had a custom blade and everything like that made that matched him perfectly. I don't remember what video that was in, but I would probably ask or want to know the history of how that came about, because it is awesome looking. It's so cool looking I didn't dismantle it. I just put it in the case, and I don't keep custom things, but this was a Lego build. It was all Lego parts. It was just custom put together and whatnot. But yeah, that's probably the one I would go through. Great question. So original. Anakin Production Lego says, awesome episode, +1 like, what's your favorite Lego figure? We already went through that. OG Wolfpack. Scott H510 said, hey, great video. After watching videos, I pulled out my Star Wars figs and sorted them. I was curious if you attended conventions at all as a vendor or a fan. I think in the future I might look into that. Right now I have not. I've never been to a Lego convention. I've never been a vendor at a Lego convention, but I think we would do pretty well, judging based off of our inventory and stuff like that. It might be worth trying to see if there's something near me. I'd probably have to go to the ones in California, so not the really big ones. I wouldn't really want to fly to the East Coast with inventory. I'd just be totally worried about that. So maybe as a fan, going to one of those at one point in time, possibly. But at this moment, I have not gone to any of them, as far as I know. There was a couple people in the community I'd like to meet, though, so maybe somewhere in the future we'll look into doing that. Of course, they're all canceled right now, so that's not really a problem at that point. It looks like the Harry Potter I just saw castle is going down a little bit. You couldn't find this thing for less than like 600 like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. So it looks like that's maybe going back down. Maybe it's back into production. Disney Castles, as always, is super high over retail at pre-owned, even though it's still available if you can find it anyway at the store or at, from Lego. So that it wraps up this one. It's already been too long. Sorry about the length of it, but if you guys are still here, definitely smash that subscribe button if you're not already. About 70% of you aren't. Don't know what you're waiting for. Leave your comment below. I didn't say that in the beginning of the video, which is terrible. I should have. But leave a new question below in the comments of this video, and we will answer those for next week. I love y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one.